Good morning, everyone. Welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Let's see who's here. I'm going to hope that you can. Okay, Terry says good morning, so I guess you guys can see me and hear me. Let me see who is here. Carrie is here. Hello, Carrie, and Kathleen. Kathleen is here today. Finally a Wednesday with no doctor's appointment. Well, we're happy to have you. And our very own wrench holder, Terry. We've got Georgina is giving everyone a sunny and warm morning greeting. Let's see, Glenda. Hello to sweet little Glenda. Kathleen says 70 degrees here in Unity, Maine so far. Supposed to get 88. Yeah. As you guys can see, this is not from my shower. It is 72 degrees, and I'm not sure what our humidity is, but I'm willing to bet that it's up there. Yesterday it was 80, I think it was 85 here. I don't do heat very well. I would never live in a warmer climate, but Maine has high humidity. So yes, Kathleen, it is the 88. It's unbelievable. Well, good morning. Oh my goodness, let's see. It's Tammy, right? I'm terrible with remembering usernames versus names, real names. Good morning to Richard in Rhode Island. Lisa Marie Esposito, one of our other blue wrench holders, is here looking at us from sunny Kentucky, but supposed to rain later. But that's okay. Some rain, some sun, the flowers all grow, right? Okay, let's see who else is here. Brenda is here. Yes. Kathy Walcott, hello to you. I'm trying to just decipher through who's chatting. Katie Crafts is here. I'm going to try to quicken this up so we can get going, but let me see. I don't want to miss anyone. Bettina is here. Katie Crafts. Mary G. Tina's here. Celeste. Brenda R. Donna Orange. Melissa is here. Let's see. I think I've covered everyone. So good morning, and welcome to Marie's Scrappy Creations. So if this is your first time on a What's Up Wednesday, we don't sew. You're not really going to learn anything sewing related today unless it's an accident. We get together on Wednesdays and we chat. This week I did not even clean up my sewing room. Guilty. I didn't even get my notes written down because I ran out of time. Normally I just kind of make a little list of things I want to mention, but then I put them in some kind of order. So this week we're going to wing it, as well as we're going out today, so I need to be done at 11. Hi Mary, hi Laura. Mary and Laura, I feel like I'm that Little House on the Prairie. Mary says, good morning from work. It's nice and chilly at work in the woods, but at home on the second and third floor will be 95 degrees. Yeah. Peggy Lee says, good morning from Las Vegas. Well, hello out there in Las Vegas. So, first things first, like I said, I want to welcome you here, whether it's your first time or you've been here all the time. I'm glad that you are here with all of us. It is May 22nd. 2024, just in case you wondered. If any of you, if this is your first time, be sure to let me know so I can give you the little chair happy dance that lets you know how glad we are to have you here. Terry says, going out to melt, right, Marie? You got that right, Terry. You've got that right. Good morning to Pearl out in California. So with Debbie says, good morning, 7 a.m. here. Good morning to you. So thank you to my admins, my moderators. They are really a great group of girls who help keep this whole place running. So I couldn't do it without them. Also, thank you to Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction 1 over on Etsy for sponsoring our weekly fabric giveaway to those of you who live in the U.S. And I just realized this morning that I wrote to her last week, giving her the name and address of last week's winner, and I didn't hit send. I just saw that this morning, so I've got to take care of that today. That mistake is on me, and I need to mail out the postcard of last week's winner, and that should go out today. All right, so there's no happy mail to show you today, but I did get some sewing done, and I'm excited to show you that. Let me see, but there was something I wanted to show you first. Yes, I got my fingernails done for the first time in months. I was so excited to get my fingernails done. Hi, Chris Davis from Michigan. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. I went to the dollar store, to Dollar Tree specifically, last week. I think it was Thursday or Friday. Thank you, Terry. Oh, there's our other Lisa. Hi, Lisa. She's dropping links. The girls are busy doing that. Thank you. So anyway, I went into Dollar Tree, and my husband was up the aisle that has the toys, coloring books, things like that. And I thought, well, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to grab a coloring book or two for, I like to have stuff on hand for the grandkids. So I walked up the aisle, and I think I scared my husband. I went, oh, look. And he's like, and he turns around. Are you ready? Paper dolls. I found paper dolls at Dollar Tree. So the back, that's what the doll looks like. I am just amazed because, okay, one of our granddaughters loves butterflies, and this is kind of with her in mind. I would have bought it anyway just to show you guys, but look at the butterfly. All right, so it's got all kinds of different outfits in there. They had another one, but I only bought one because I don't know whether she's even going to want to do it, but time will tell. But it says with over 60 fashion pieces. So if you have a Dollar Tree and you want paper dolls just for yourself or to show your grandchildren or your niece and nephew or whoever, your Dollar Tree it's worth checking it out. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna kind of cross these things out as I talk about them. This week's Spotlight channel is someone who I have done a video with in the past. Excuse me. Her name is Brandy, and she has a channel called 100 Proof Quilter. And I just love Brandy. She's so sweet. And I believe that Terry has her link already, but it is also in the description box below this video. So if you would like to check out Brandy's channel, she's always working on quilts, and normally she has her live streams in the morning because she works nights, if that's still true. I think it is. She works nights, so she gets home after a long night of work, goes on a live stream to show everyone what she's working on and quilt with you all. So if that's something that you might be interested in, please go check out Brandy's channel, 100 Proof Quilter. And it's very low-key, very relaxing to hang out with her. Okay, last week I made the mistake of forgetting to give you a creative word of the day. So I made a post on the community page, and I said, I forgot, so here's a word, and I threw out a word. And that's going to work, but what I'm going to do, because it was my mistake, is I'm just going to let every comment that was there fall into the mix, so no one is left out. That was my mistake. And while I'm speaking about comments, I also did not mention last week that in order to win the fabric, you have to say the word fabric, because I feel like a broken record sometimes that I'm always repeating the same thing. So this is going to go without saying, although I will say it most weeks. If you live in the U.S. and you have not won anything from my channel in the past 60 days, you can write the word fabric in your comment and be in the drawing to win the free fabric from my Fabric Addiction one over on Etsy. Okay, that's every week if you live in the US and haven't won in the past 60 days. Okay, so since I'm right here, I'm going to give you the creative word of the day before I forget. And I'm just going to use the word memorial because we have Memorial Day coming up. I don't mean to sound, oh, I'm just going to, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, Sharon, I see you typing the word fabric here. I'm sorry, hon, it doesn't work here. This is the live chat. You have to leave a comment underneath the video, which means after this live stream is over, there's a comment section. And you write it there. After the video is over, you'll go to YouTube. You can just refresh your page. Right underneath my video, it's going to say comments, and you just leave it there. Okay, nothing gets picked up here in the live stream chat. All right, so our word of the day is memorial. Okay, so let's get on to some more fun stuff. Okay, in case you missed it last week, I'll show you what I showed last week. I'll just do it really quick. I had sewn this tote bag, okay, and it has my usual double pocket. There's 2 pockets there, and over here we have a zippered pocket, and I have a D-ring to clip. It's just inside, and that is to clip the keys onto. Last week I set the other bag I was showing down on the floor. Well, it fell on the floor. I set it on the chair, and when I picked it back up, I kept going because I got a little piece of dust in my nose after I picked that up, and I couldn't get rid of it, and I was so embarrassed. I watched the replay, and I was horrified that I kept scratching my nose. Okay, I'll try to catch up a little bit on the chat, but I know that I can't get it all. Okay, we've got coffee and donuts. Thank you for the compliment on my nails. Thank you, ladies. And yes, the paper dolls are exciting. Good morning, Charlotte. I see you there. Oh, there's Kelly. I see her here. Paper dolls. Wow. Yeah. Okay, Aisha's Handmade Items is here. Good morning to you. Kelly says Brandy is great. I've been a subscriber of hers for a couple of years now. Yes, she is. I've probably just about the same amount of time for me. Glenda says she used to play with paper dolls when she was a wee one. Well, I did too, and so did so many of everyone here. If you missed it, Glenda, a couple of weeks ago, that's about all we talked about. We had a great time talking about paper dolls during the live stream. So let's see. Giovanna's here. Hello, Giovanna. Glad you're here. Yeah, there's no worries, Sharon. We're just trying to help you get to the right place so that you can have a chance at winning. Hello, Carla. Glad you're here. And we've got a question. Can anyone tell me how to change my name on the live chat feed? I don't really know the answer to that. I could Google it and look it up when I'm not on live, but I don't know that off the top of my head. I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay. Cross that out. The same day I went to Dollar Tree, I went to Martin's. What? Yeah, all your ears perk up now, don't they? So I went there for one reason. Oops. Slide in my little chair. If you were here last week, I showed the little baby doll wipes I had made, or the container. But all I had was green fleece, and I didn't think that green fleece was a great choice to be doing it, to be using. So I thought it was more realistic to have white. So I went to Martin's to see if they had white fleece, and they did. And it was $3.99 a yard. So it's 60 inches by 1 yard for $3.99. I thought that was a heck of a deal. And I have enough fleece to make just a gazillion baby wipes. I don't know what else I'm going to use that for. I don't care for fleece personally. Okay, so if you missed it last week, I've been working on it. I keep saying that, if you missed it. So in case you missed it, I've been making our granddaughter a little set for her birthday. So here's the diapers, and I am going to make a couple more because you got to have a variety for a variety of dolls and teddy bears. And we've got some bibs, the wipes, the quilt, which isn't the same fabric, but like I said last week, if I have time, I'm going to take the scraps left from this and make one. But I almost think I'm going to hold off on that now because that would make a good addition at some other point, like Christmas or something. Okay, so I finished the diaper bag. Okay, I finished the diaper bag. Nancy! Hello, hello! I haven't seen you in a long time. It's good to see you. So glad you're here. Okay, this is the little diaper bag. Okay? One of you gifted me this Minnie Mouse fabric, thank you, and it is adorable. I have other Minnie Mouse fabric, and you're just about ready to see what I'm making with that as well. So we've got the little pink with white polka dots, the side pocket for the little baby bottles, which I did order. They're going to come in, I think, tomorrow. And then this is one pocket going along that has the divider. I have some extra wipes stuck there, and as you can see, the blanket with the quilt is in there. So far she's got the wipes and container, 2 bibs, 2 diapers, but there will be a few more diapers. And then later on, there again, like maybe Christmas or something, I thought like a little changing pad or just little things I could add to it, a little pillow to go with the quilt. The other thing was whether or not to put a closure on here, and I opted not to. The original pattern didn't call for it, but you guys know me, I wing stuff all the time. But I also thought that because she's turning 2, I really don't think that it's necessary, so I just left it. And I had a friend check it out, and she's like, that is huge, that's huge. Oh, and I got one of my tags on there, handmade with love by Mimi. That's what all my grandkids call me. Anyway, she thought it was way too big for a doll diaper bag. I personally don't. I think it's adorable. So, we chatted a little bit last week about this, and I want to do a tutorial where I do all that stuff. The problem at this moment isn't the bibs, diaper, or wipes. The wipes is mine. I made that up myself. But it's someone else's pattern for the diaper bag, and even though it's free, I don't know legally if I have to have their permission. So I have written and asked them, but I have not heard anything back yet. And I'm not sure how much I have to change of a pattern that I could make it my own if I changed up a few things. So either way, I'm really excited about her getting this diaper bag full of things. I can't wait to see her reaction because she loves her baby dolls. Okay, so Terry says, too stinking cute. Can I be a kid again? Yes, you can, as long as you still work on those sewing machines. Hi, Carrie. Carrie says, good morning, Marie, and everyone. Very warm and humid. I know that one. Look at me. Here in Ontario, Canada. Didn't hear the temperature. Cute baby items. Thank you. And Judy. Hi, Judy. She says, that's so cute. Thank you. Richard says, that's a cute diaper bag with accessories. Thank you, Richard. Lisa says, Marie, my purse isn't as nice as her diaper bag. Tina says, adorable. Thank you. Glenda says, that's stinking cute. Love the diaper bag. Let's see. Terry says, I think if you have a link to it, you're good. I'll check into that. Thank you, Terry. Lisa Marie says, so cute. Glenda says, aw, Mimi is cute. Terry, LOL, I wish I worked on machines for my career. You'd earn a lot, my dear, you would. Georgina says, so cute. Okay, now I was working on this morning. Before I show it to you, you're going to probably think, she's making that for a kid turning 2, that looks kind of big. So the first thing I want to say is, she's very tall for her age. The growth chart, she's gone beyond. She's quite tall for her age. And so people think that she's older. But either way, I have of course I don't know exactly where it is. Oh, here it is. I have made this apron just countless times. I'm going to show it to you. This was a panel that I got at Martin's. It came with the mother-daughter apron, and it's kind of flouncy there at the bottom, as you can see. Okay? And I have used this as a pattern multiple times. So the only difference between this and what I'm about to show you is I didn't do this flouncy thing, and I made this differently with the ties. Okay? I've tried a lot of different ways of making ties on aprons. I still really don't have a favorite, but this is as close as I come. So, this fabric was gifted to me by Richard. He bought it when he heard me say on the live stream that I was going to make an apron for our granddaughter. So thank you, Richard. Again, now this is not finished. I haven't top stitched. I haven't sewn the opening closed, but I was working on it this morning. So what it is you can pull this. It has like a little channel here. So when you put it on, it's adjustable by when you pull these side straps. Okay? So when you pull the side straps, it closes the neck up and makes a different size, and I've got the little pocket on there. But isn't that adorable, that fabric? I just love it. And I'll probably make her a second one there again for Christmas, and I was thinking using this Mickey Minnie fabric and making a little set of pot holders and oven mitts and like a little placemat. Wouldn't that be adorable? I think that would be so cute to have a little set. All right, let's see. Carla says, that's an awesome gift. I love that bag. Thank you. I don't know if I saw that or didn't see that the first time, or I missed it, but I apologize. Okay, Terry was helping someone out. Thank you, Terry. Hi, Judith. We're glad you're here. A little late is better than not at all. We're happy to have you here. Giovanna puts a light bulb and said, what a great idea. Terry says, what an awesome design. Thank you. Katie Crafts says, that's the style of apron I make. Well, that's cool. Richard says, love the apron. She will love it too. I hope so. And thank you again, Richard, for helping to make her smile. June says, good morning to me and to everyone. Good morning to you, June. Amanda, hello, hello. Good morning to you. She says she's late and she's sorry, but nobody's late around here. As long as you're here, we're just glad that you are. Lisa says, oh, being able to adjust the apron like that, where can we get the pattern or instructions? Well, I guess I'll have to do a tutorial. I'm working towards getting caught up on tutorials, but that's a great idea. Basically, I don't know if I do it right, but I won't even go into how I do it right now. There's quite a few different ways to come up with that, but no, I don't have, Giovanna says I might have top chat on. I have live chat, but what happens a lot is I'll scroll back up after I've been chatting, and like, let's say I see something that you say, I'll read it, but then the chat blips because people are typing, so then when I scroll back up, I miss it sometimes. But thank you. Okay. So, what else have I made this week? I mentioned to you guys last week that I saw on the YouTube channel Sewing Times, I saw a shoe bag, and I needed a gift for our son-in-law for his birthday. Because see, I have a package going with our daughter's birthday gift, our son-in-law's birthday gift, the baby. I mean, she turned 2, but she's a baby. And then our grandson's birthday is June, so I'm sending all 4 of them in one package. So he travels a lot. So the shoe bag, the only thing I can say, it might be on me, okay? I could be guilty of this. I feel like the handle should be on the other end. But then again, that's to open it. When you close it, it's on the right end. So let me give you a look. This expands, okay? And it's so much nicer than what it even looks, I'm telling you. I used a number 5 zipper, okay? Look how roomy this is. Let me open it all the way up. It's really roomy when you get in there and open it. It's amazing, okay? So once you get your shoes in there, then the handle, to me, is on the right end to close it. So maybe I'm just going to put one on each end. I don't know. Or a tab. I don't know. And that's what Terry, maybe put a tab on the other end as well, maybe. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm glad we thought of that, Terry. Nancy says, I would love to see a tutorial on that cute apron. Would make great gifts. It would. I'd have to do it in more than one size, but thank you for that. I've really been trying to think of ideas for tutorials as we go towards Christmas. And I know what month it is. I know, but I have to plan so far ahead. You know, Amanda says, that's a really cool bag. Go Marie. Yes. And Georgina says, great gifts. Thank you. You know, the thing is, you guys, is what I'm showing you that I've sewn, and I do have one more thing. It might not sound like a lot, but as sick as I was and feeling very blah and not getting anything done, this is amazing to me to get this sewing done. It feels good. Okay, so for our grandson, who never watches Mimi's channel, and that's okay, he's busy, you know, I'm making him a pillow. So I got it pieced yesterday and did the applique for the center with the heat and bond. And this morning I spray basted the 1 layer of quilt batting and some muslin on the back. And I have it pinned and ready to quilt the top of his throw pillow. So we've got a Boston Red Sox, which if you're out of the country or you don't know, it's a baseball team here in New England. And he's a big fan. So I'm just going to make just a regular envelope back. Yikes, my fan's blowing. I have 2 fans going. I have one bringing in air from outside and one that's supposed to be blowing on me. Anyway, yeah. So appliqued that in the center on the red, and I thought that made it pop. I'm happy with it. So the apron, that, the shoe bag, the diaper bag, which, oh boy, did the diaper bag run into issues. When I got to the side, okay, I did the side, and I went to film a little bit to show people, a couple of people, what it looked like, and when I went like that, the elastic snapped. And I was so upset because I had followed the directions and I had sewn back and forth on that a lot. So I think it's probably I just sewed too close to the edge of the elastic. And since the bag was all sewn together, the only thing I could do was go back and do that. See, it doesn't show from here, but if you flip and go inside, I don't think that's a game changer. To me, that's not a big deal. You know, not a big deal. Oh, and I have something else I got at Marty's. Richard says, I have made small coin purses with the same technique as the shoe bag. I was thinking of that. Giovanna says, I was thinking that too. There's a lot of thinking alike this morning. Glenda, Marie, and everyone, I believe handmade gifts are the absolute best. Yes, they are. They definitely are. In fact, one year when the kids were all young, we had a homemade Christmas, and that was for everyone. We had 8 children. Everything that we gave them, or like my mom or anyone, it was homemade. And the rule for the kids was you can, you know, because we exchange gifts, has to be homemade. And I have to say that was one of the best, the most memorable Christmases that we had. It was amazing because my husband does woodwork, and I had the sewing, and I do know how to knit, so I knit up a bunch of socks and gloves. And one of the boys wanted the fingerless gloves, where they call fingerless, but they just end like right here, so your fingertips are out. And that was before smartphones. But yeah, a lot of homemade socks and things like that, and quilts, and just, you know, things like that. But it was a great thing. All right, let's see. Valerie, yes, and you're our winner from last week, if I am not mistaken. And I said earlier on, but if you're just getting here, you might have missed it. I can't remember if you're the fabric winner, which I think you are, or the postcard winner. But if you're the fabric winner, it's my oopsie. I went to write to Kimberly from My Fabric Addiction this morning when I realized that everything that I wrote last week about the winner and the address was there because I hadn't hit send. So that's on me. And I do have the postcard going out to the winner today. But good morning. And she says, love your haircut. Oh, well, thank you, but I haven't had it cut. I just didn't glue it this morning because I am so sweaty and warm. It's so warm in here, but thank you. Hi, Deb S., the Pug Mama Quilter. We're glad you're here. All right, let's see, Giovanna. It went from 0 to 30 in a few days. That's what makes it feel hot and yucky. You are exactly right. It's that rapid temperature change. Okay, Kelly, glad you were here. Thank you for dropping in. Terry, that's fine. She's a munchkin. What will she know, right? Yeah, I know, right? Never know the elastic. The quilt squirrel, hello to you. She says the quilt bag made big enough would be great to store quilts in, maybe. That's actually a really good idea. And you know, when I made it, I was thinking it could go as small as a coin purse. It could also be great for when you travel, just to put things like, you know, your shampoo or whatever. You could use, what do they call that water resistant stuff on the inside, and it could be what they call a wet bag. There's so many uses. Now, here in Maine, there's a plastic bag ban. So the stores most generally cannot give you plastic. So when our son-in-law travels, our daughter said he's always scrambling looking for a bag to put his shoes in. And the reason I say almost is let's say you go to Walmart and you shop. You're not going to get your stuff put in bags. My goodness. They're going to pack them into the bags that you bring. There are a few exceptions. Fast food can give you, say there's a mom and pop eatery. They can put your styrofoam, I don't even want to go there on how bad I hate that stuff, but they can put your styrofoam or paper containers full of food into a plastic bag. But mass use, no, you can't. Let's see. Glenda says, good idea. Susan. Hi, Susan. We're so glad you're here. Oh, there's Celeste. That's our Christmas tradition also. The gifts mean more, and it's so much more inexpensive. It is. For us, it's not really, I'd have to work all year. We have 15 grandchildren, 8 children, and you got parents, brothers-in-laws, all that. So I'd have to work all year, but we give a lot of homemade gifts. As you can see just from what I'm making now, I always try to give homemade gifts when at all possible because, like you say, it means so much more. So with Debbie says, still waiting for warm weather. Rain, rain, go away. Canvas, thank you, Terry. Giovanna says wine bottles. Hi, Pat. Whoops, Susan was in the middle of saying something. Shoe bag looks like you could use it for. I'm not sure. That's what it is, though. It's a shoe bag for our son-in-law when he travels. So I used some anchor fabric I had. And it's funny because I didn't think it was going to be enough to make using her directions, and I had the narrowest little strip. It was about 1.5 inches wide by about 11 inches long, which is funny because that's what happened to me with this fabric here. Because this is not the same fabric as on the pillow. It's a little bit different blue and it's a little bit different fabric. But either way, that worked out. Keep track of my time here. All right, so what else did I get from Martin's? Because you know me, I got off track. Let's see. Susan says it costs more for a homemade gift than if you bought from the store. Well, yes, I agree with that in one way. It does, because stuff is expensive to make, plus it's our time. But I also think, you know, like the kids will have stuff. When I'm no longer here, they're going to have things that they know came from me, that I made for them. So in that way, they're, I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I'm saying. Hi, Diane. Diane says, Marie, I have just found your channel. So looking forward to following you. Well, thank you. And you get the little happy dance. I'm glad you're here. My tutorials have been very sparse lately because I had some health issues going on, and I'm just starting to get back on track. I usually post them every other Sunday. But right now I'm just trying really hard to get back on track and feel better. So, but thank you very much for being a new subscriber. I'm so happy you're here. And we have this Wednesday chat, well, this chat every Wednesday, and we just chat about all kinds of things as well as ways to win prizes. So we're happy you're here. Let's see, Terry says, I made my BFF a quilt when her hubby passed, and now it is in the cat's bed. I made it for her comfort, but she loves the cats, and I love her. I understand. I totally understand that. Oops, what did I miss? Something went on up here. Giovanna, what did I miss? See, I miss all the good stuff. Wine bottles. Okay, maybe we're talking wine bottles. Giovanna says, well, thanks, Lisa, Terry, and Debbie. See, I totally missed the boat. Having said that, I don't drink wine. Heirlooms, gifts of the heart. Hello, Honor. Okay, so I was into Martin's, like I said, and they have what they call a fabric cart. All it is marked down fabric that's in a cart. And you might think, well, all their fabric's marked down, which is true compared to, you know, quilting shops and things. Their prices are low. But the fabric cart is generally $1 per yard or panel, depending on what's in there. Now, a couple of years ago, I was in there, and they had some yellow background fabric that was panels, and I'm talking with my hand. They were shopping bags, kind of like they came down like this. They had cats on them. And I had bought them for $1 a panel at the time. And I haven't used them yet. I gifted a couple of them because I need to take the time to figure out how to put the lining in there or how to cut the lining or something. And I just haven't done that yet. But that being said, I went in the other day, and what did they have? The dog panels of the bags. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see that, but they're just panels for shopping bags. So I told her I would take what was left on the bolt, which was 5 of them. So I paid, $5 for the fabric to make 5 bags, but I don't intend on making them. I intend on gifting them out to you guys for the most part. I might keep one, but I just think that they're just adorable. Let's see, from South Dakota. So glad I finally got connected. Yay, we're glad you're here. Thank you for dropping in, hanging out with us, as well as introducing yourself. I'm so glad you did. Honor popped in before her doctor's appointment. We're honored that you did. See what I did? I'm sure you've never heard that one before. Terry says, what? So cute. Thank you. Quilt Squirrel says, adorable. Thank you. Glenda, I would love that fabric cart. My word, a buck. Unheard of anymore. Wow. I know, right? Okay. So, for our grandson that's getting this pillow, I'm going to make him a key fob because he's turning 16, so you know what's coming up. He's getting a driver's license this coming year, and I wanted to put something besides the pillow in there, so I thought key fob. All right. I had chatted with Terry, our very own Terry, this week a little bit, and I'm going to tell you guys what happened this week. Good morning, Janet. Yes, pun, says Giovanna. That's so true. Okay, the other day I was sewing along, working on whatever it was, a diaper bag, I think it was, but it doesn't matter. Yes, they answered that question way up above about how to change. Says, does anyone know how to change your user ID on the chat? Yes, a couple of the girls had already replied to that, sweetheart. You'd have to just scroll up the chat there a little bit. Giovanna says, here you have to be 18 to get a driver's license. I'm thinking that's probably a pretty good idea in a lot of circumstances. Maritza, hello, I'm back again, the teacher from San Antonio, Texas. Another steaming day. I love the fabric find. $1. Wow. Oh, you're okay. No apologies necessary, Tammy. Well, Maritza, we're glad you're here again. Thank you. Hang out with us anytime. Anytime at all. Okay, so I was sewing, and as you know, I have two machines. I have one here and one here, okay? The one over here is a Singer Quantum Stylist 9960. It just does all kinds of decorative machines. It's not like one of those $1,000 machines. It's nothing like that. It's an electronic machine, but either way. And I use it for not just zippers, I shouldn't say that, but I use it when I do zigzags or things like that. And a lot of times if I'm using buttonholes or something, I'll keep this one with the buttonhole attachment or the walking foot on it and use my other one for the other part of a project. That way I can just go back and forth. Hi Zippy, glad you're here. Shannon says it's 82 in Florida. Yeah, it's going to be warm like that today here. I know for you guys that's probably average though. So I was sewing along. I shut the machine down for the night, didn't think anything of it, turned everything off in my sewing room and went downstairs. The next morning I get up, come into the sewing room and turn on my machine. All should be right, correct? No. I started sewing and I noticed that something was wrong. I was working on the shoe bag actually, come think of it. Well, what was happening is the top stitching looked okay. I didn't notice anything there. That's not what drew my attention. What drew my attention is underneath, about at least every two, but sometimes it would go 2 or 3 stitches in a row and then skip a few. The top thread was coming underneath and it looked like it was doubled up, like it had done 2 stitches or something is how it looked. So the top thread was showing on the underside, but not for the full stitch length either. It looked like it was just, I know this sounds odd, okay? So I had just that morning, I shouldn't say that nothing happened after I shut it off, because when I came in that next morning, I was thinking, I've sewn a lot, I probably should clean my machine, and I did. There was a lot of dust. A lot of dust. So I cleaned it, did all that. But anyway, so this starts happening. So the very first thing that I always do is unthread it, top and bottom, and start again. So I unthreaded it, top and bottom, using the same one at first, put it all back in. No, that didn't do it. So I switched needles. And when I changed the needles out, I tried to change not only the brand. Terry and I had this conversation, and I'm glad I'm not the only one who does this. When you have issues, if you change your needle thinking it could be your needle, which it could, don't take a needle from the same package, because if something is wrong with that needle, it might have been made that way, and the whole batch could be bad. I mean, yes, it's probably not probable, but it could happen. So what I do when I run into these issues is I change the brand and the size. So I think I had a 14 in there and changed to a 12 or something. So I tried that. That did not make a difference. So then I changed the top thread, no difference. Changed the bobbin, no difference. Changed top, bottom, and needle, didn't make a difference. And while I was trying all that, I had problem number 2 arise. Now this is going to take, you'll just have to picture it in your mind. Okay, you know how I hold on to my top thread when I'm going to start sewing. I hold on to my top thread and I put my needle down so it goes down under the throat plate, and it comes back up, and I can grab that bobbin thread. That's how I always start my sewing, okay? When I did that, the needle would go down under the throat plate, and when it came up, it wouldn't come up all the way. You could see the tip of the bobbin thread trying to peek through, and when I pull the top thread, it would snap under here. It wouldn't come to the surface without snapping. And it felt as if something underneath that throat plate were catching it right here, like right near the surface. So I took the screws off again, because believe me, I had done it like 40 times at this point. And I looked underneath, there's nothing there to catch on. But Terry gave me a few ideas on what it could be, and I'm going to check it out. But the problem was I was so frustrated at that point that I couldn't even deal with it. I didn't change anything. I didn't, I don't know. Terry's first idea was maybe the tension, which I did think of, but this is a self-leveling machine. I don't even know, like, I'm sure there's a way to change tension, top or bottom, but bobbin for the bottom, but I've never touched it. I've never had to. It's always worked fine. I don't know, but the thread thing would do it. The thread thing, I mean snapping, it would do it about, let's say, 7 out of 10 times. It wouldn't do it every time, and that's what was odd to me, is that it wasn't across the board doing that. It was the majority of times it was doing it. Okay, I'm going to go to the chat, and okay, I guess I haven't missed a lot. Zippy says 82 in Michigan so far. Giovanna, the tension was off. Well, like I said, I did think about that, but the only reason I'm thinking something got in there, personally, because the only thing I did was clean the dust, and it was dusty. So Terry had mentioned, I can't remember exactly what she mentioned, but something about, oh, I know what it was, the feed dogs. And yes, I did that, Terry. Part of my cleaning was I have a needle that I run through the feed dogs to make sure that there's no dust there, but I haven't checked for the thread that you mentioned. That's it. Terry says, I think something is stuck in your hook, which I don't know where to look, but I am going to videotape it when I do get to it, because I'll have you look. So I haven't gotten back to it, because if I went back to it, my frustration level was up to here. At first I couldn't leave it alone, because stuff like that will bug me, but I got to the point where I told myself, if I keep messing with that sewing machine, I'm not going to want to sew, number one, and number two, it's taking all the time that I do feel like sewing, and the energy is going into that. But I do think that later today I'm going to give it a go and see what happens. Terry says, Marie, get the cat to fix it. Funny, not funny. Not funny. Not funny, Terry. Oh, Glenda says she's in a storm area in Oklahoma. Well, you take care, Glenda. I'm so sorry. Yes, if I lose you guys, she sends us hugs. I'm sorry. Amanda, you stay safe. Amanda says, I understand how upset you can get and then nothing works. Oh, I know. It's so frustrating. Terry says, the hook is what holds your bobbin and what grabs the bobbin thread to bring it up and make your stitch. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Okay. So the only thing we have left is the prizes. I gave you the creative word of the day. So we're going to do our drawings. So our drawings, we're going to draw a comment of the week, and that person wins a postcard made by me, sent to them anywhere in the world. How do you have a chance to win? You just write a comment below this video and you could win next week. Doesn't matter where you live, as long as you haven't won in the last 60 days. So I'm going to choose, let's see who it is. This person was here, okay? That's what I'm going to say. This person was here. They said, beautiful Bruins bag and love the embellishments. So we've got Dick Worrall, who is Richard Worrall, here in the chat. Let me turn this brightness down a little bit so you guys can see. Well, I know you believe me, but I always have to show. All right, so congratulations to you. You win a fabric postcard. Write this down. You've been in here trying for quite a long time, so congratulations on your win for comment of the week. Yay, hey. Yeah, he is here. He says, thank you. Well, you are very welcome. Glenda says, a burr possibly on Marie's machine. Zippy says, what's the word of the day? Yeah, I gave it earlier. It's memorial. And that doesn't go here in the live chat, though. It goes, Terry says, what's the model? It is a Quantum Stylus 9960. I'm sorry. I'm hard to zip around here. So with Debbie, I had a tiny piece of thread caught behind the bobbin case and fixed the problem. I'll definitely look into that. Thank you. Giovanna says, take it. She knows how to fix the machine. Oh, I agree, Giovanna. I messaged Terry immediately. I left her like 3 messages right long going, this is what happened. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I took her right through it. Everybody is congratulating Richard. That's wonderful. Pat says, I have the same machine. I love it. Yes, I do too. I couldn't say enough good. And then my other machine is a Brother PQ 1500 SL. It's termed a semi-industrial. I love that. I am so lucky to have both machines. I really am. Okay, so we need to find our winner of the fabric from Kimberly over at My Fabric Addiction 1. So what she does is she gives one of my subscribers who lives in the U.S. due to postal costs, she gives a fabric prize every week, okay? And all you have to do is use the word fabric below this video in the comments section, not here in the live chat where everyone's chatting right now. Okay, so that's like, I use a comment chooser and it goes through and it chooses someone who has written a comment that has the word fabric in it. Oh, Nancy says, I'm multitasking as I listen to you. I'm sewing potato chip blocks and waiting for a repairman to show up any minute to repair a recliner. Those blocks are so fun. They really are. Terry says, Nancy, I love those blocks. I have to agree, they're so fun. Okay, who is it? Ah! She was here too. Our very own wrench holder, Lisa Marie Esposito, wins the Fabric of the Week from My Fabric Addiction 1. Thank you, Lisa Marie. Congratulations. She wrote, so we have to use the word thread and fabric in the same sentence. That was easy. LOL. And she put a surprise smiley. Congratulations to our very own Lisa Marie. I'm glad to see. I always am happy for anyone to win, but two regulars this week. And by regulars, I don't mean that the rest of you don't watch me. I don't mean it that way, but these are people who we see very active in the chat a lot, so it's always good for that reason as well. So I'm going to write her down. Congratulations, Lisa Marie, for the fabric win. And I know she'll put it to good use as well. Good morning, Gladys. We're almost to the end, but we're so glad that you're here. Oh, let's see. Everyone's congratulations. Yeah, everyone's congratulating Lisa Marie. Pat says, Nancy, I've been hearing about those blocks. I haven't seen a clear enough video to me about it. I guess I'll keep looking. Well, I'll tell you, Pat, I learned it from Brenda. I believe it's her pattern anyway, but Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. And then I did a video, but mine's pretty chatty. It was like a sew-along kind of thing where we made it. But most people had already made it, so I didn't worry, that I was dealing with. But I know that Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda has the potato chip block and more than one way to make it as well. I have some little blocks already cut for it that I had cut making them up, and they're just rectangles, and they go together so easily, those blocks. There's no matching seams. That's what's amazing, is there's no matching seams that you have to match. I mean, you can't just sew willy-nilly, but you don't have to worry about butting your seams up and, oh, that one's going to be off, because none of them do. You don't have to. So it's amazing. Carla says, so yeah, does a video on the potato chip quilt. Yeah. See, I know that Brenda, I think she originally did it. Like, I think it was her pattern, if I remember correctly. Not that that means anyone else can't do it. I'm sure and I know there's a few different patterns out there. So whoever's tutorial, everyone learns differently. So what works for one won't always work for another. So you might have to shop around a little bit. All right, let's see. And Lisa Marie says, thank you all. You're very welcome. Everyone's congratulating. Let's see, Nancy, Pat, I used the tutorial that Brenda put out. Charlotte says, Leah Louise made a potato chip block. I don't know, refused an 8-inch square in the middle and went from there using the 2.5 by 4.5 blocks. Debbie says, I organize a potato chip swap here in Canada through Brenda's Facebook group. So much fun. That's awesome. And Brenda is so sweet. She really is. Yeah, that's awesome of you to do. Giovanna says, Carla, don't be tempting people to go to So Yeah. Well, everyone, it is 10:59, and I said that I was going to try to end by 11 because we're going out. We have the bus scheduled, so I need to get some lunch before we leave. But it has been fun. I was glad to be able to show you guys my big shopping trips and my projects and hanging out with you guys. It's always fun. I cooled down quite a bit now. I'm going to have to go out in it now, though. Okay, everyone, I really want to thank you for hanging out with me and everyone else. It's always fun. You guys are a great group of people, and I can't thank you enough. Thank you to my moderators, and thank you to Kimberly for the weekly fabric giveaway. Congratulations to our winners, Richard Worrall and Lisa Marie Esposito. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad you were. And I'll see you next time right here at Marie's Scrappy Creations. And until then, remember, be kind out there. The world needs more of that. I'll see you next time.